Hello. Here we're looking at a verb tense that describes something that will be finished before a specific time in the future. That may sound difficult, but it will become more clear to you as we go along. In this text conversation, Hassan is talking to his father. Read it along with me. Good morning, Dad. Good morning, Hassan. Everything all right? Did you sleep well? Yes, thanks. I'm just nervous about my presentation. Oh, will you be giving the presentation today? Yes, my group will present at 1:30 p.m. By the time you pick me up at 3 p.m., we will have finished our presentation. Hopefully, we won't get a bad mark. Why do you say that? I know you have been working hard on it. Yeah, but I don't know if my partners are ready. They didn't answer my calls or emails last night. Will you have spoken to them before your class at 1:30? Yes, we're all in the same class before lunch. Ah, don't worry too much then. You will have had plenty of time to discuss your presentation, and you will have had the chance to practice at lunchtime before your presentation, right? I guess you're right. Well, in the next 15 minutes, I will have eaten all my breakfast, so I will be ready to go to school. Now that you have listened and read, I'm going to ask you some questions about the conversation. After each question, see if you can respond before I say the answer. What will Hassan be doing today? He'll be giving a presentation with others. What time will the father pick up his son? He'll pick him up at 3 p.m. Will Hassan have spoken to his group before class at 1:30 p.m? Yes, they're all in the same class before lunch. What does Hassan's father suggest they will have had time to do before the presentation? He suggests that the group will have had time to discuss and practice. What will Hassan have done before he leaves for school? Hassan will have had time to eat his breakfast. So you can see that here we have been focusing on a particular verb tense. I said that it describes something that will be finished before a specific time in the future. So, what is the structure here? It's called the future perfect, will plus have plus verb 3, or the past participle. How many examples can you find in the text? Pause the video while you read and check. There are 5. They are: we will have finished our presentation. Will you have spoken to them? You will have had plenty of time. You will have had the chance. I will have eaten my breakfast. We can see the structure very clearly. So we know how to make the future perfect, but how do we use it? We said before that the future perfect describes something that will be finished before a specific time in the future. Let's check this with each example. So we will have finished our presentation by what time? Before 3 p.m. Will you have spoken to them? Before a specific time in the future. It's before 1:30 p.m. You will have had plenty of time. He's talking about before the presentation. And again, you will have had the chance to discuss before the presentation. And finally, Hassan says, I will have eaten my breakfast before the next 15 minutes has finished. So once more, the future perfect describes something that will be finished before a specific time in the future. And in our examples, The specific time in the future was before 3 p.m. and before the presentation. By the time can also work with the future perfect. For example, by the time I see you next, I will have finished my report. By the time she comes home, I will have showered and changed. By the time he finishes work, I will have already eaten. So after studying this conversation, you know rather more about the future perfect. What you have to do now is use it, if you can, in your writing.